Hello YouTube, welcome to a product overview where today we're going to be looking at this iCan HDD enclosure. So this enclosure shows me no model number, I wonder why, but I did buy this off Canada Computers for $25 Canadian, so you get what you pay for. And I've had good results from iCan before, so there is a different model, but technically it's the same logic board with a different shape, so that's pretty much it. I've seen the other one, but this one's brand new, so let's check it out. So to begin with, at the back we have our specification, which is this aluminum case, brush finishing, sorry. Well, no kidding. High speed USB, should be super speed USB 3, transfer rate up to 5 gigabit a second. Fits all 3.5-inch serial ATA hard disk. Max up to 2 terabytes for Windows XP, I have no idea, or 3 terabytes for Windows 7 or 8. Okay, support plug and play, that's been a long time ago. Easy installation with LED and indicator. Supports Windows from 2000 all the way up to current, and Mac operating systems as well. So the package contains anyways the enclosure, the cable, the user manual, a screwdriver, which basically breaks all the time, and an AC adapter, which is very good to have. And as you see here, this is pretty much what we have. So I guess we're gonna open this bad boy up, and we'll give it a test and see what it does, how good it can do. So we have our enclosure, which has an on and off button at the back, or super speed connector, and the AC adapter right here. The screws are mounted at the front and at the back, so I'd assume I'd have to open the logic board here. So we'll set that aside, and yeah, a little plastic for the stand. Put it as a stand, and there you go. The AC adapter, of course, has to be a brick, but it's facing sideways, so yeah, what a fucking power hog. Unless you're using those vertical ones. If you're using a horizontal one, forget it. The USB cable, typical. The user's manual, which is basically a piece of paper. It's not even folded. Well, I don't need user manuals for that. And this little fella, which is the assembly kit. So this is a toolless design, so it's going to have those, which is going to break all the time. Screws to help screw something. And this little dandy screwdriver that breaks all the time and never fits. And just for shits and giggles, it has a end that you can fit pretty much a bolt. Well, no, I mean a ratchet nut, and you can have fun with that. Oh well, now I gotta find a hard drive to test this. I would use this 1 terabyte drive, but it has a defect on it, so I'd have to rebuild that. A Seagate 750 gigabyte hard drive. This one has been rebuilt, so hopefully we'll be able to get some decent performance out of this, and hopefully, well, it's going to be reliable. So installing the hard drive now should be a snap. One screw, pop out the stand. The other screw. There we go. Pop the internals, that's it. That's all you get. Well, you know what they say. What goes in, and whatever else. There are pads at the end, so it doesn't bump out of the way. Okay, so I had it all set up, but the thing doesn't quite close properly right here, so the other one never had that problem, the other iCan, and they were both the same price. I don't know what's wrong with this one, but I mean, it was the cheapest, so oh well. Let's Get it on its stand and let's fire it up and do some benchmark. Well, after getting a bit of sun and looking at the results, well, we can see that this thing actually did not perform as well as I thought it would, but yet again, it's an external enclosure. The hard drive itself, well, as you can see from here, it's not doing so well actually, and after giving it shit for like a couple benchmarks, it went up to 51 degrees, and that's the problem with those 750 gigabyte hard drives from Seagate. They often get very hot, and this is what caused them to ultimately fail at the end, especially on cluttered machines that are, well, their ventilation aren't too well, you know. But in overall, there is a drastic difference between the internal serial ATA3 and USB 3. Both of them are serial ATA3, and unfortunately, well, the speeds are much to be desired, but it's still very usable. By any means, you can transfer this thing, transfer stuff, and not even have to worry about it. So, yeah, this thing's actually a good keeper. And it does look very minimalistic in design, and your LED is actually right here. It's at the very corner right here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right there. And it's a flashing blue, very light. It's nothing too powerful like gets in your eyes or something. So that's also a nice little thing. So yeah, although very simplistic, it actually does lack a couple of features that other people would like external serial ATA, or even USB 3.1, which seems to be the standard these days. But other than that, it does the job of what it has to do. It's a little weird to install the things. I have to admit that drive was a little, got me a little scratching, you know, got my head scratching a bit. But other than that, it does what it's meant to do, and it does it well. Sure, maybe the hard drive could be a bit underperforming. The hardware was, it depends on all the hardware really. So the performance benchmark, it's just to give you a bit of an idea, but I wouldn't base it solely on just that one benchmark, because to be quite frank, this thing does work flawlessly, no problems. Transferring data was a snap. So without a doubt, this thing is a 7 out of 10. So there it is. This is our iCan external enclosure, and this thing will be featured in a later video. And if you have any questions, comments, anything I overlooked or not looked at this particular product, please feel free to leave a comment down below. And as usual, until next time, stay bold and take care.